Before you scroll away, I want you to listen carefully. There is something I have been carrying in my heart for a very long time. Maybe you will never hear these words from me in real life. Maybe this message will remain lost between memories and silence. But today, I want to say everything. I never told you this. I never told you how much your presence meant to me. Every message from you made my day brighter. Every conversation stayed in my mind long after it ended. And every goodbye felt a little harder than the one before. You probably never noticed. You probably thought I was just being kind. But the truth is, I care more than I ever admitted. Sometimes I would wait for your message. Not because I had nothing to do, but because hearing from you made me happy. There were days when life felt heavy. Days when everything seemed to be falling apart. Yet somehow, one simple message from you could change my mood completely. That's how much you meant to me. The strange thing about love is that it doesn't always arrive with a grand announcement. Sometimes it quietly enters your heart, slowly, silently, without asking for permission. And before you realize it, someone becomes a part of your thoughts, a part of your dreams, a part of your future. I tried to ignore these feelings. I told myself not to get attached. I told myself not to expect anything. But feelings don't disappear just because we ask them to. They grow. They become stronger. And one day, they become impossible to hide. There were so many things I wanted to tell you. So many moments when I almost confessed everything. But fear stopped me. Fear of losing you. Fear of changing what we already had. Fear of hearing words I wasn't ready to hear. So I stayed silent. And sometimes silence becomes the biggest regret of all. Because time never waits. People change. Life moves forward. And opportunities disappear. One day you realize that the words you never said hurt more than the mistakes you made. If you're listening to this, and there is someone in your life you care about, don't wait forever. Don't assume there will always be another chance. Don't believe that tomorrow is guaranteed. Tell people what they mean to you. Let them know how much they matter. Because one day, the opportunity may no longer exist. And trust me, regret is a very heavy thing to carry. Maybe this story reminds you of someone. Maybe there's a name in your mind right now. Maybe there's a person you still think about late at night. If that's true, I want you to remember something. Real feelings are never a weakness. Caring about someone is never something to be ashamed of. The greatest risk in life is not loving someone. The greatest risk is staying silent when your heart wants to speak. And if by any chance this message reaches the person I could never forget, I just want you to know one thing. I never told you this, but I loved you more than you knew. If this message touched your heart, subscribe for more emotional stories and heartfelt messages. The hardest part wasn't loving you. The hardest part was pretending that I didn't. Every time someone mentioned your name, I try to act normal. Every time you smiled, I try not to let it affect me. Every time you talked about your future, I secretly hoped I would be a part of it. But life doesn't always go the way we imagine. Sometimes the people we want the most become the people we can never have. And that's a painful truth many of us learn too late. I remember the nights when I couldn't sleep. Not because I wasn't tired, but because my mind was full of thoughts about you. I would replay our conversations over and over again. I would think about the things you said, the things you didn't say, and all the possibilities that existed only in my imagination. Have you ever cared about someone so much that they became a part of your daily thoughts? Not a single day passed without thinking about them. Not because you wanted to, but because your heart refused to let go. That's what happened to me. You became my favorite thought, and eventually my biggest weakness. The funny thing is that people often think love is about happiness. But real love teaches you much more than happiness ever can. It teaches patience. It teaches sacrifice. It teaches acceptance. And sometimes it teaches how to let go. There came a moment when I realized something important. I couldn't force someone to feel the same way. I couldn't make someone choose me. I couldn't make someone stay, no matter how much I wanted them to. And that realization changed everything. Because true love isn't about possession. It's about appreciation. It's about wishing someone happiness, even when that happiness doesn't include you. That lesson wasn't easy to learn. In fact, it broke me. There were days when I felt empty, days when I questioned everything, days when I wondered why some people enter our lives only to leave footprints on our hearts. But as time passed, I began to understand. Not everyone is meant to stay forever. Some people enter our lives to teach us something. Some people show us what love feels like. Some people help us grow, and then they leave. Not because they were bad, but because their chapter was complete. Maybe you're listening to this right now because you're thinking about someone who once meant everything to you, someone whose memory still lives in your heart. If that's true, I want you to know something. It's okay. It's okay to miss them. It's okay to remember them. It's okay to feel emotional sometimes. Because memories are proof that something once mattered. And there is nothing wrong with caring deeply. One day, you'll stop asking why things happen the way they did. One day, you'll stop blaming yourself. One day, you'll realize that some endings are actually new beginnings in disguise. And when that day comes, you'll smile. Not because the pain never existed, because you became a better version of yourself.